It was a quiet night, the kind where even the wind seemed afraid to move. The house stood alone on the street, shadows stretching across the empty sidewalk. The family slept unaware of what was coming. At exactly 3:33 a.m., the silence broke. The doorbell rang, one sharp, piercing chime. Not once, not twice, but 3 times, in a perfect rhythm. The father groaned, muttering about dreams and midnight tricks. He pulled the blanket over his head, hoping it was just imagination. But the bell rang again. The mother stirred. Her eyes widened as she listened to the sound echoing through the hallway. The boy sat up in bed, confused, trembling. "Who could be at the door at this hour?" he whispered. No one answered. The father finally got up, footsteps heavy on the wooden floor. He reached the door, heart pounding, breath shallow. Peering through the peephole, nothing. No one on the porch, no shadows, only the cold night air. He laughed nervously. "Probably the wind," he said. He turned back toward the bedroom, but as he walked away, the bell rang again, louder this time. The sound vibrated through the walls. The mother clutched the child, whispering prayers. The father's hands shook as he reached for the door. Slowly, cautiously, he opened it. The porch was empty. No footprints in the snow, no sign of life. Only the faint echo of the bell, lingering in the air like a warning. That night, they could not sleep. And at 3:33 a.m., they heard it again, coming from the window. The second night, the bell rang earlier. This time, all 3 of them were awake. The father stood at the foot of the stairs, heart racing. The mother clutched the boy's hand tightly. At 3:33 a.m., the sound split the silence like a knife. 1, 2, 3 rings. Then, silence. A shadow appeared on the porch, indistinct and trembling. The father froze. The shadow moved closer, though no one could be seen. The boy whispered, "I think it's watching us." The mother's voice shook. "It can't be." A faint scratching came from beneath the door, slow, deliberate, like claws tracing the wood. The father grabbed a baseball bat, stepping forward cautiously. The shadow remained still. Then, the bell rang again inside the house. Every door, every window, every electronic device rang in unison. Phones vibrated, clocks chimed. Even the microwave beeped. The sound was everywhere. The boy screamed as the shadow appeared in the hallway, inside the house now. Tall, dark, featureless. It tilted its head, as if curious. The father swung the bat, but it passed through nothing. The air was thick. Whispers came from the walls. Names. Their names. The mother screamed, "We need to leave!" They ran to the car, but the driveway was frozen, glistening like glass. And the bell rang again, this time, right behind them. The third night, fear had taken over completely. They tried leaving, but every exit led them back to the same front door. At 3:33 a.m., the bell rang as if laughing at their panic. The boy clutched his mother, tears streaming down his face. The father tried to open the door locked. No key, no force could open it. The shadow appeared again, taller, moving silently across the walls. Its presence filled the house like ice. And on every wall, doors, and mirrors, he saw faces. The faces of people who had disappeared in this town. They whispered in unison, barely audible, "We are waiting for you." Every clock ticked faster. Every lamp flickered. The air itself vibrated with the bell's sound. The father screamed, pounding on walls. The shadow tilted its head again, watching. The boy sobbed as the bell rang inside his chest, echoing from nowhere. He felt cold fingers brush his neck. The mother screamed, "It's coming for us." And suddenly, the front door opened by itself. A hallway stretched where there was none. Dark, endless. The shadow glided ahead, beckoning them. Every instinct screamed to run, but their legs refused. Whispers surrounded them. "Join us, or disappear." The boy's hand was pulled from his mother. He looked back, his family's eyes, already blank. And the shadow smiled, though it had no face. The bell rang once more, louder than the thunder outside. They stepped into the hallway. It stretched farther than the house should allow. The walls pulsated like living flesh. At 3:33 a.m., the bell echoed again, as if inside their skulls. Every heartbeat matched its rhythm. The father ran forward, dragging his wife and child. The shadow floated ahead, waiting patiently. Doors opened along the hallway, each revealing a room full of faces. Faces of people who had answered the bell before them, all staring, silent, trapped in time. The boy screamed, "Mom, Dad, they're in there." He pointed to a room where their own reflections were frozen. Eyes wide, mouths open in silent terror. The shadow moved closer. "You can't leave," it whispered through every wall simultaneously. The air turned icy, each breath burning their lungs. The father swung his fists, but hit nothing. The mother clutched the boy, praying aloud. The bell rang again, louder, shaking the hallway. Mirrors appeared on every wall, reflecting infinite shadows. Each reflection moved independently, smiling, twisting. The boy's face pressed to the glass. He saw himself. Older, pale, lifeless. The father's reflection bowed and disappeared. The mother's reflection screamed silently, her eyes pleading. The shadow extended an arm toward them. The hallway began to collapse behind them, walls folding like paper. Whispers filled the space. You answered. Now you belong. The boy's hand slipped from his mother's. He fell into a mirror screaming, swallowed by light. The parents reached for him, but the hallway stretched again, separating them. The bell rang one final time, 3 sharp chimes, and silence fell, unnatural, heavy, suffocating. They were alone, or so they thought. Dawn approached, but the house remained dark. The father and mother found themselves back in the living room. The boy was gone, the front door was gone, and the bell, still hanging on the wall, untouched, silent. Hours passed, no sound but the wind. They thought they had survived, but every reflection, every dark corner, held eyes staring back at them. The bell's shadow lingered. At 3:33 a.m., they heard it again, faint at first, growing louder. A rhythmic chime that vibrated through their bones. The father looked at the wall. The bell was moving, swinging on its own. The shadow appeared behind it, grinning. The mother screamed, clutching her chest. Every mirror in the house reflected not themselves, but pale figures. Their boy's face among them twisted, silent, lost. Join us, the shadows whispered. Answer the bell, or remain here forever. The parents ran, but every exit led them back to the living room. The bell rang unstoppable, eternal. Their reflections in the TV, the mirrors, even spoons all moving independently, smiling. At 3:33 a.m., the house was alive, feeding on fear. The father tried to smash the bell. His hands passed through it. The mother fell to her knees, sobbing, whispering prayers. Shadows crawled along the walls, reaching, stretching, and then silence. The family huddled together, eyes wide, hearts racing. But the bell's shadow remained, watching, waiting. Days later, neighbors noticed the house abandoned, but the windows glowed faintly at night. And if you listen closely at 3:33 a.m., you can hear the doorbell ring, echoing, eternal, calling someone new.